Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and my father, who is the official father of the Digital Asset Investor channel, sent me this. I covered it the other day, but it says Crypto.com CEO admits hundreds of customer accounts were hacked. It says their CEO said around 400 customer accounts have been compromised in the hack in an interview on Bloomberg TV on Wednesday. And so I'm here to remind you, you can go and get a Ledger Nano S. They're like $49 or so each, or you can get this deal for 3 of them for $139. This will be in the top of the description of this video. If you've got control of your own keys, you don't have to worry about being hacked on these exchanges. ProCoinNews.com had this up, a new XRP based play to earn game, and the article is kind of built around this tweet right here. Love Monster. We are thrilled to announce our partnership and official Love Monster token listing with Clever.io. Love Monster is the first XRP Ledger project to join Clever ecosystem, leading the way for blockchain gaming communities lining up to benefit from Clever technology. I'm not going to play the video because it's got some music, and I don't know if there's copyright stuff there. But anyway, first XRP Ledger project, exciting stuff. BondCrypt, SEC rejects Bitcoin ETF plan from Anthony Scaramucci's Skybridge Capital. The SEC has yet to approve a spot Bitcoin ETF, though it gave the green light for futures-backed Bitcoin ETFs in October. I'm sure Gary Gensler will approve one when either JP Morgan or Goldman Sachs puts one up. Now, we covered this in a previous video. This is the Charles Gasparino. He said he's hearing from the crypto industry says biggest player in regulating digital coins may not be SEC or CFTC, but the Federal Reserve. And then Craig DeWitt, he had been named vice chair of the U.S. Faster Payments, and he says clarity now. Then I decided I would put this All the World's a Stage file video together. And this is from Shakespeare, I think. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. So this video I put together, I think you'll like it. It starts with the Charles Gasparino tweet. And I'll pause it as it goes to let you know what you're looking at. The next part is that Craig DeWitt tweet where he's becoming vice chair of the U.S. Faster Payments Council. Then we have the calendar. This is the calendar of Jerome Powell, who's the head of the Federal Reserve. And on his calendar, he has meetings almost every month or so or more with Gary Gensler. There's a second meeting. Here's a third meeting coming up. And then we've got Jerome Powell speaking.
We're also, as you know, investing heavily right now in building a new settlement system for instant payments in the U.S. It'll be the first such major expansion of our core payment system since the 1970s. We found the case for this quite compelling for consumers, businesses, and just ensuring that all financial institutions have access to the payment system.
All right, so that's All the World's a Stage file. Now, just so happens that this news just came out. The breaking news, the Federal Reserve launches review of possible central bank digital currency. Surprise, surprise. This is what we've been talking about now for years on this program, folks. From CNBC, Fed releases long-awaited study on digital dollar, but doesn't take a position. Then we've got this from the Federal Reserve, discussion paper that examines pros and cons of a potential U.S. Central bank digital currency. Now remember, Ripple has been working with over 50 central banks. We've heard it from them. Over 50 central banks over the last 3 or 4 years. And they have talked about building CBDCs, private ledgers, and David Schwartz has described it as, if you can imagine the U.S., the United States has a central bank digital currency. the wall comes down, and the XRP ledger is used as a bridge currency to bridge over to, say, Russia, where the wall comes down, goes into Russia. Universal or intergalactic or global bridge digital currency, whatever you want to call it. Here's the actual paper. I'm not going to go all into that, but I do want to show you this video. This is from Yahoo Finance, where they're kind of summarizing the report. Watch this.
Yeah, that's right. The Federal Reserve out with its long-awaited paper detailing the pros and cons for a central bank digital currency. The Federal Reserve does not come to a conclusion on the digital dollar, but has a long list of benefits and risks. Among the pros for adopting a central bank digital currency, it would support faster and cheaper payments, including cross-border payments. It would expand consumer access to the financial system, particularly for lower income Americans, and would preserve the status of the U.S. dollar as a global bank reserve currency. Now, on the risks side, banks rely a lot on deposits, and adopting a central bank digital currency would actually lower the amount of deposits at banks, and that could in turn increase the costs for banks, which could increase credit costs for households and businesses. A CBDC could also create runs for financial firms and make them more likely or more severe. And in the long term, the Fed could have to increase the size of its balance sheet to accommodate a central bank digital currency, just as it increases the size of physical currency. Now, if adopted, a central bank digital currency would, of course, need to protect consumer privacy while also guarding against money laundering and any other criminal activity. And it would need to be a seamless transfer between parties. The Fed views this as less risky than other cryptocurrencies, private cryptocurrencies, I should say, and stable coins, though, of course, Federal Reserve Chairman Jay Powell has said that the private sector stablecoins could exist with a central bank digital currency. The Fed is not committed to how it's actually going to execute this, whether it would use blockchain or it would have a ledger. Currently, paper money, the fiat currency, does not have a ledger. Also unclear about where those accounts would be housed. The central bank does not house individual accounts right now. That's done by banks, so likely would include banks or intermediaries. At this point, the next step is for the Fed to put this out for comment. They will do so for about 120 days and gather everyone's responses. And if they do decide to move forward with a central bank digital currency, they would need authorization from Congress. Alexis?
So there we go. Okay, Seco Carmona sent me this. Chris Giancarlo commenting on it. Coming exactly 2 years after the 2020 launch of Digital Dollar Project, Federal Reserve has issued key curtain raiser for U.S. CBDC work to come. And then Tom Emmer says, reviewing. These people are all over it, folks. Okay, Eleanor Terrett says that she's going to be talking to Charles Gasparino at 2:30 on Friday. They're going to hop on to Twitter Live. That'll come probably on Charles Gasparino's Twitter feed. So, and they're going to talk about the latest ruling in the Ripple case. That should be pretty darn interesting. Okay, now this was funny. The SEC put together an entire promo for all they accomplished, all the many great things they accomplished in 2021. And if you scroll down into the feed, it is a complete, there's no other word for it than a shit show. and everything in the comment section is evidence of all of the Ethereum free pass and all of the things that have been being shown over the last 8 to 10 months. And it is just embarrassing. I don't think I've ever in the history of this country seen an agency that is more hated by the same people that it claims to protect than this agency. I hope that Gary Gensler has some kind of redemption plans in mind for how he is going to, because the crazy thing about it is the American people are very forgiving. And if this guy ever did an about face and did the right thing for once, we haven't seen it. If he ever did the right thing, the people are extremely forgiving out there, and he might find that he could go from hated to loved right quick. Sologenic is they are doing their airdrop as we speak. It might be done by the time you hear my voice. We're happy to announce the distribution of Solo airdrop. Now, while I'm looking at this, let me see what's going on here. I'm on BitTrue. I wanted to look at what the pricing on this is doing. It looks like it's up at, Sologenic is currently at 52 cents. So with some green candles there. So we'll see how the pricing happens as this thing really comes out. Should be interesting. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button. Tell your friends and family that Sologenic airdrop is happening. Thanks for listening.